A hedge fund manager in Chicago pays $100 a month for an Equinox membership. He has been inside that building exactly 11 times in the past year. He knows this. He does not care. And when his accountant suggested canceling it, he laughed and said that would be the dumbest thing he could do. That is not laziness. That is not ego. That is a financial strategy most people were never taught to see. Here is why it matters to you personally. The way you spend small amounts of money signals something much larger. It signals the identity you are operating from. And identity, not hustle, is what actually determines your income ceiling. The gym membership is not about the gym. It has never been about the gym. Let me explain what is actually happening here. When someone earns their first $100,000, a shift occurs. They stop making decisions based purely on consumption. They start making decisions based on positioning. Those are completely different calculations. Consumption asks, am I using this enough to justify the cost? Positioning asks, what does owning this do for how I see myself and how others see me? The Equinox membership at $100 a month is not a fitness expense. It is a social infrastructure investment. Equinox locations in major cities are where a specific tier of professional spends time. Founders, partners, senior executives, people who write checks. You are not paying for a treadmill. You are paying for proximity to a network that does not advertise itself. David, a 34-year-old startup founder in New York, closed a $2.3 million seed round. The lead investor was someone he had met in the sauna at his gym. They had talked twice before the formal introduction ever happened. The membership cost him $1,200 that year. The return was unmeasurable. This is not a rare story. It is just a story that almost never gets told publicly. Now here is what makes this even more interesting. The founder did not join the gym to meet investors. He joined because he wanted to be around people who were operating at that level every single day. Even if no deal ever came from it, his mindset was absorbing something. Proximity to ambition recalibrates your own sense of what is normal and what is possible. If this is already reshaping how you think about money, subscribe now. This channel covers the financial mechanics that mainstream media either ignores or actively buries. New videos drop every week. But now let us go one layer deeper, because the gym story is actually the surface. What self-made millionaires understand that most people do not is the concept of identity-priced assets. These are purchases that cost more than the functional version and deliver almost identical utility on paper, but they do something critical beneath the surface. They lock you into the identity of a person who belongs in a certain room. Think about it this way. A $22 gym membership at Planet Fitness and a $100 Equinox membership both give you access to weights and cardio equipment. The functional difference is minimal. But the psychological and social difference is massive. One membership says you are managing cost. The other says you have already crossed a threshold. Now, this is not an argument to go into debt for luxury memberships. That would be backwards. The principle is about understanding what high earners are actually optimizing for. They are not optimizing for cost per use. They are optimizing for the environment their identity lives in daily. Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's business partner, talked about the power of being in rooms with people who are better than you. He did not mean that metaphorically. He meant it physically, literally, repeatedly. The environment you put your body in shapes the assumptions your brain makes about what you are capable of. So here is the practical layer, because none of this matters if you cannot use it. You do not need to spend $100 a month on a gym. But you do need to audit where your daily environment is telling you to stay small. That is the real question. Where are you underinvesting in proximity? It might be a professional association membership that costs $300 a year but puts you in rooms with people at the next level of your career. It might be a co-working space that costs more than working from your apartment but surrounds you with people who are building things. It might be one conference ticket that feels expensive but is attended by the exact people you need to know in the next 3 years. The error most people make is evaluating these expenses with a consumption lens. Did I use it enough? Did I get my money's worth? That is the wrong question. The right question is, did this investment change the ceiling my brain believes exists? High earners think in identity infrastructure. They pay for access to environments, not just services. They understand that the people around you daily recalibrate what feels normal, and normal is the most powerful force in personal finance. The guy paying $100 a month for a gym he visits 11 times a year is not being irrational. He is being precise. He is buying a recurring signal to himself and to his network that he operates at a certain level. That signal has a compounding return that no spreadsheet will ever capture. The real wealth gap is not income. It is not even investments. It is the gap between people who spend to signal where they are and people who spend to access where they're going. Stay on this video because in our next segment we break down the 3 specific identity investments that show up in the portfolios of high earners under 40, and none of them are what financial influencers tell you to prioritize. Leaving now means missing the one shift that actually changes the math.